louder than that.
It's not a Tony Robbins seminar. It's fine. We're just all going to hang out.
He may change your life, but not in the ways you think at the beginning of this conversation.
You never know.
Well, sir, I need to, before talking about the movie, I need to talk about an exchange between you and the wonderful person sitting at the booth with you that I was able to witness that I thought was absolutely hilarious and shows off some of your sense of humor.
Uh-oh.
They're standing there, and a wonderful person that doesn't know who Noah is other than, oh, I remember him when he was young, walks up to the person at the booth that is working there and starts talking to him so much about how much he loved NeverEnding Story.
I had him sign a picture.
And had him sign it? Did you? I missed that. Oh my god. That is hilarious.
Yeah, my assistant was talking to him for like 15 minutes. Oh my god, I love the movie. You were so brilliant. He's sitting there going, I will sign a picture.
Sign a picture. That is great. I love that you have this sense of humor about a lot of times when people are known for one iconic role, that they either, you hear about these celebrities that they hate when people mention certain things. I'm not going to name names, but somebody from Laverne and Shirley tried to punch me when I named him something from the show.
Squiggy?
Yes.
Oh, I want to hear a funny story. I did Laverne and Shirley, and they hated his ass, and I had to kick him in the shins. And I kicked him. I felt bad. I was, I think, like 8 years old. And the director decided, kick him as hard as you fucking can. So I kicked him hard, and they did like 5 takes, which on live television, you don't.
No,
back
you don't.
in the day, they cut with an audience. They had me do it 5 different times.
They just wanted to kick him
so much because I literally got to kick the shit out of Stevie.
I was 15, he took a swing at me. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's terrible because he was only this big himself.
I was taller, so it's not his fault.
There's my squeaky.
I love it.
So I got him for you.
There you, thank you. I love the fact that you have a sense of humor about the idea of, okay, I was known for an iconic role, but as far as iconic roles are concerned, man, this is not a, I don't think this is a bad moniker for you to have, is it?
No, I take it very, I'm very grateful to have been I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I worked on it for a year. They tried to kill me every damn week. You know, I broke my back on the movie.
I was about to say, you told me
before
that
we
they
shot
almost
a
did
frame.
kill
I
you.
spent, they almost did kill me twice. Twice, yeah. I spent 2 months in the hospital with a broken back before we shot a frame of film. Horse fell on me.
Just recently had back surgery, so if you hug him at his booth, be gentle.
I'm not that fragile.
Okay.
Your hugs are good.
All right, just checking. Want to make sure, because I know some of this crowd, they're going to hug you tight.
Oh, that's all right. I like hugs. More people should hug it out.
So, as far as the double-edged sword, how is it? I mean, it's...
Well, it's this movie where I haven't, in my lifetime, seen a lot of movies that touched people as much and as deeply as this has. I see people come up to me and, you changed my life, and that, you really affected me, and I did this, and I was depressed, and you got me out of it. Like, it's an emotional thing, and people crying and hugging, and I don't see a lot of movies like that. I watch a lot of movies, and I interact with a lot of people, and there's just something very special about it that really touched people. But on the other token, they almost killed me a couple of times, and there was just a whole lot of drama around the movie.
Well, and also, as a working actor, is part of that double-edged sword of having such an iconic role under your belt, especially at an early age.
Yeah. They try to pigeonhole you to...
As far as that career, how does that work?
You get tired of playing the good kid, and that's kind of what had set me up for, a bunch of the different roles I had. I was just like the good guy always, or the little hero, or the little... And as an actor, you want to play, that's boring shit. You want to play the bad guy, and you want to be able to be creative, and get into some acting stuff, and just playing the good guy, like, this is new. So it just like a friend of mine sent me, the star of Wonder Woman was like, just did some TV interview on like E! Or whatever, and she was like, my first crush was Atreyu from the NeverEnding Story, which, was her name, Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot, yeah!
Like 2 days ago, I'm like, that's kind of dope, that's kind of cool, man. The hottest woman in Hollywood.
So we could,
like going, that's my crush.
We could possibly get the two of you together, is what we're saying.
Oh, she's married. I got a kid on the way.
Well,
it was just nice.
No,
35 years later or whatever, this this huge superstar is like, that was my first crush.
You have an everlasting influence because of this role.
Yeah.
So the making of the movie.
Yes.
Let's get into some of the details as far as now. Unfortunately, a horse fell on you.
Yeah.
So what are some of the ways that they tried to kill you throughout the making of this film? Did they just set it up going, let's see if we can just murder this child?
Well, they had never done. I mean, nobody had really done a movie on this scope with puppeteering and kids and all the shit they did. I mean, they killed a couple people on Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
A couple years before. I was actually supposed to be on that movie, on that set,
shit.
and we didn't do it.
Oh,
And
in case you didn't catch on, we might curse
I would
here.
have been killed. So we passed on that, and it was right before the NeverEnding story. Yeah, it just.
Wow.
The horse thing was first. We were working.
That was
on
the first thing.
Yeah, the first thing, they had me a couple months out to Germany training on horses that weren't the hero horses. They just had me working on horses, and a horse got spooked and took off and went to clear the fence and get the fuck out of the stable and over-ended and landed on top of me.
Oh.
And for about a week, I couldn't feel my legs, and we were really freaked out. And then, you know, being 12 and resilient and strong, and yeah, but it was 2 months in.
Thank
in
goodness,
hospital.
rubber bones of a teenager.
Yeah, I think that was probably my saving grace. But you know, I still have done my third back surgery now, so I've got 6 titanium screws and plates in my back, and and then the other time, well, there's 2 other times they shot the wolf out at me, and that's a 250-pound animatronic wolf, maybe 6 foot long, that they had on an air cannon, and they shot it out at me, and it laid me out, knocked me out cold.
I don't think anybody would be offended if you said that.
Almost took my eye out. I had like eye patch for a bit.
Oh.
And then another time when Falcor, I was in the swamp, a scene in the swamp where Falcor picks me up. There's no oxygen under dry ice, and they have me sinking, and I pass out. And I literally sunk under the mud, and the trainers dove in, and they had to clear my mouth out, and I had all this mud in my mouth. And so that was like every week. It was like a joke, like a running gag that they literally were trying to kill me off.
I need to point out, in case you can't notice in the back row, I don't know about any of you, but when I stub my toe, I can't describe it with a smile on my face. And he's like, oh yeah, knocked me the fuck out, I was fine, it was a great deal, had a great day. You're just, then that's telling me then that there had to have been this experience during it that had to be so positive to outweigh some of this.
Well, yeah.
So what was it?
So I auditioned for a year. They had hired another director before Wolfgang Peterson. So
Really?
They did like 100,000. They saw like 100,000 kids worldwide, and they hired me. Then they fired the director right before we were going to start, and they got Wolfgang. And Wolfgang saw another like 70,000 kids.
So you had to re-audition for your own role.
And they hired me again. And then the 3-month shoot turned into a little over a year. And we worked, 12-hour days, and then I had to do 3 hours school. 6 days a week for over a year, and I busted my ass, and it was just something for a kid. Like I was almost a trade. Like that was, I was just this ballsy, really gregarious, outgoing kid, and so that was like that was me at that age, and to be able to work in that capacity, it was just amazing. That's any actor's dream, is to do something of that magnitude, and we knew that it was. I mean, they had never. And nobody in Europe had done a $40 million movie of that caliber, where, the sets were, we spent 2 months just in the mud. Just in the swamps of sadness, that was 2 months of shooting. Like, the horse drowning was 2 weeks. So I shot the screaming, crying 2 weeks. So, but on the other hand, if that's what you love to do, and you're really getting into it, you're happy. For me, that's when I've been the happiest in my life, when I'm doing what I love to do. Regardless, it doesn't necessarily have to be acting, but you know what I mean? And I think that goes for anybody. If you really are able to do what you love, it's not work, man.
That's true.
You're getting your ass kicked, it is. But,
Well, and you pay for it like work after a while, apparently. Just a few
It could have been a
accidents.
lot worse. I should have been in a wheelchair. My last surgeon, the recovery is supposed to be a year. I'm 6 months in, and they cleared me to go back to the gym this week.
Wow.
So,
well, congratulations, sir.
He said he's never seen anybody recover. Like 2 months after surgery, I was I could touch the floor with my hands.
So you're still springing back just like you were...
Like I'm a kid again. It was a very hard recovery, and I don't feel like a kid, but yeah, it's like I'll be working this year later.
Yeah.
You know, I just, yeah.
But we're going to get more into NeverEnding Story, of course, but so you're going to be working later this year. What is that?
Well, when I fucked my back, what happened was the last surgery, they didn't set my back properly. So my two vertebrae were literally sitting on top of each other. So for the last 15 years, like I was just in constant pain. So they fixed that finally.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I feel better than I had in the last 20 years. So now I'm really, like, I started doing a lot of writing. So I wrote maybe, 6-7 scripts. So I'm just trying to get some financing, get some stuff produced, and kind of get back on the horse. Because, if this, as an actor, this is your tool.
Oh, yeah.
So if this is gone, you're just fucked. What do? You're just a talking head, basically, So
the projects that you're trying to move forward with, is there one in particular that's getting closer than the others? Is there one that you're hoping more than the others? Something that these people can look out for so later on they can go, oh yeah, the NeverEnding Story, and...
Well, yeah, it's funny. I grew up being a dancer. I would dance with Michael Jackson and sort of Gloria Estefan. And that's what I would do that was my other love. When I wasn't acting, I was dancing, and it's just a weird, So, I'm sorry, what was the question?
It's okay. As far as your projects that are coming up, which one is closer, or which one are you really wanting to
get to? The one
to?
that's being talked about and getting thrown around a little bit, or closer, is and it's not for me. It's weird. I don't write anything for me because I don't necessarily think I'm the best actor for certain things. Like I write it for somebody that's brilliant. But it's like a drag queen. It's a drag queen musical thriller.
I'm hooked. Okay.
Where she's losing her mind, and there's a very violent attack, and she murders somebody, and she starts to split off into two people. But it's kind of like if the Cajafo met like Seven or something like that. I just never.
That's a pitch right there.
Heard anything like that, and I love musical. Like Rocky IV is one of my favorite things, and I love Birdcage, and I wanted to write something that was visually dynamic and but it's not like cabaret type style. Like the music would be grungy and different, and we'd get like we were talking to Lady Gaga's choreographer.
Really?
And, like that type of vibe. You never know. I mean, like I just heard Charlie Hunnam was working with Brad Pitt to get a movie done, and they can't get one made.
Nope. Yeah.
So you never know. Like tomorrow, I can have a buddy call and go, "Yo, we have money.
We got it."
It could be 10 years from now. So
I'm sure fans who love you, there's also all those crowdfundings and all that a lot of artists are making their films on their own.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some people at cons would love to go, how can I help you?
Yeah, we're just literally, I've just been kind of trying to pitch her. I mean, I haven't for the last couple months just because I've been,
trying to recover?
Yeah. But before that, I had been actively pitching it, and we're getting close here and there. People were very interested in the whole idea because it's not something that has ever really been done.
Follow you on social media so we can see.
I have an Instagram. I don't have a Facebook or anything like that. I have an Instagram thing. I try to keep people. I'm not a big social media guy. I just haven't got on that bandwagon yet.
You obviously don't need to. People know who you are and want to come see you. So, back to NeverEnding Story. So, some of the positive things. What was it like working with the cast? What was that director in particular? Where were some of these memories made for you that can look back with a smile and go, "Yeah, almost killed me"?
Well, there was no cast. It was just me and a bunch of puppets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just me and Alan Oppenheimer's voice, so it just was. It took a lot of imagination, and Wolfgang was, he was just a very exacting journey. First of all, he didn't speak very much English when we started filming, so there was a language barrier we had to get past.
Really?
So I picked up some German, and he picked up some more English, and we met in the middle. But he was we would do 40 fucking takes. He saw what he wanted, and it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to work with a director like that you get what you what you get. He just done some great movies.
Wonderful. Does anybody
I
have
like
any?
the whole process of filmmaking.
Does anybody have any questions regarding NeverEnding Story? Yes.
This is something weird, but I'm sure you've seen the movie. You know how everything was put together very, very well, with acting and animatronics. My question to you was, what was your favorite character now that it was kind of so completed?
I like the Rockbiter. I always loved the Rockbiter. He was just this big, kind of sad, sweet character.
Yeah.
You know, and
Heartbreaking.
yeah, I just liked his character. The racing snail was actually a little hovercraft that went like 40 miles an hour, and what's his name? Oh my god, I just forgot his name. I'm thinking of Vern Troyer because I'm friends with Vern. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, he would get off the thing, holding him on for dear life. But yeah, this was a little hover thing. It was
Really?
the stuff they did was so amazing with the animatronics and the puppeteering, and like it was so way beyond their time. I wish like I don't mind CGI in spurts, but I would love to see like an animatronics with CGI where they meld the two and you have something tangible that you feel.
This the last time we really got that was Jurassic Park, I think?
You know,
Where it was animatronics
you really
again?
feel when there's something there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know, and with CGI, there's something missing. There's like a disconnect that I think if they did more of the two, you'd be kind of pulled into that reality a little more.
That definitely brings me to what I wanted to talk about NeverEnding Story is thank you very much for that, is the idea of it's very much this perfect product of its time. Where if it was made a few years earlier, not going to be as good. Made a few years later, not going to be as good. Made today, let's face it, not going to be as good.
Well,
so
Leo and Fincher have the rights.
Really?
They had a script. They said I had read
I wouldn't be surprised if they made it. Everything's remakes and reboots now. I get that.
It was on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter last year that they had a script and they were ready to go into production. And
Really?
he's probably got so many damn productions on his plate, but yeah, they were supposed to start shooting something last year.
Wow.
But I guess if anybody could do it justice, I haven't seen Leonardo make a bad movie.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
true.
seen a bad Fincher movie, so I'd be, I'm not a big, I don't do remakes. I'm not a fan of reimaginings, remakes, but if anybody could do it some justice, that's probably
You give that one a try?
Yeah,
Wonderful.
could be worse. John Waters could remake it.
That's true. John Waters could remake it. I'm not a fan, so Tim Burton could remake it too.
That would be an interesting remake.
Okay, so what was your single favorite memory from the whole production of the NeverEnding Story?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Specific scenes, specific part of the script that you were like, I can't wait to do this.
A lot of the mud stuff was fun, like falling down the turtle and doing all, you get to do your own stunts, and that was no joke. That thing was 30 feet high and muddy, and I had to roll down backwards, and I was a very physical kid, but that was fun. Getting clean 5, 6, 12 times a day, not so much, because you fall in the mud and they have to match you to the shot before. So you have to literally shower, and they have to mud you up exactly the way you were. So that was lame, but, there were days where they were just like, fuck it, you're dirty, and you're up to this in mud, and so that was fun, falling out of the tree, and those were some of the most fun days.
As somebody who has played an icon, you have a fan base that knows you. I have seen people with you tattooed on them.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen people that do
I've tattooed a
artwork.
bunch of arms. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to
Tattooed
ask,
a lot.
what are some of your favorite and what are some of your oddest experiences with fans coming to talk to you about NeverEnding Story and about your life?
I haven't had anything really odd, but it's, when somebody comes up and has a half-sleeve portrait of you, that's definitely, I wouldn't do it, but...
Have you seen any that are just really bad portrayals?
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple really bad ones, but I've seen a lot of really good ones, too.
Really?
Yeah. I got a guy come up to me a couple years ago, and he had an entire Aran back piece, his whole back piece. So I take every time somebody comes up with a NeverEnding Story tattoo, I always try to take a picture and put it up somewhere. But yeah, he had a whole back piece with the Aran, and I see them all. You know, I've seen my face a bunch of times.
Is there somebody here that has a NeverEnding Story tattoo?
I
was hoping to call you out and have you show it. Did you? Wonderful.
Yeah, I saw one this weekend. A friend of mine has
He's gonna
Jesus
tattoo
riding Falcor on his foot. Like this. It's Jesus, yeah. Actually, the guy who this tattoo shop up in Tacoma, he has Falcor.
He has Falcor.
Yeah, Jesus riding Falcor. I like tattoos like that. So I have it up. It's on. I think it is on my Instagram.
Wonderful.
It is. It's yeah, like those I like. I like
Good.
those.
Any other NeverEnding Story questions? Right over here.
Did you keep any props from the movie?
Or
They
did
gave me
you
the
steal?
horse.
What?
I was like, thanks. Give me the horse that almost killed me.
Yeah.
Well, they gave me the horse, but I gave it to my one of my stunt double that did some writing. He had a ranch, and to bring it out to California and all, I left him in Germany with the kid, and they had her till about 5 years ago. He hit me up and said, hey, I just want to let you know that we had her this whole time. She just passed away this last year, but she was like 30-year-old or something.
Wow.
Yeah, because she was only a year old when we shot this, a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
So everybody thinks she died. They treat animals on sets much better than they treat people.
Well,
you don't ever hear of animals getting hurt.
The horse didn't break its back, that's for damn sure.
No.
So nobody was trying to kill it.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a hand over this way. Oh.
What was it like filming the Spotify?
Oh, it was fun. I mean, it was about the time where my back wasn't feeling really great last year. So
Some people might not know the commercial you're talking about. Can you describe the commercial?
Spotify did a campaign where I had been riding Falcor for 30 years and the NeverEnding Story started to play. So I had hair down to my ass and beard. Like the Rip Van Winkle thing.
I figured you needed to know that because if you haven't seen it, look it up.
Atreyu was all tattooed and pierced and with the long hair and beard, but they didn't go for it, so they sprayed all the tattoos off. But yeah, they had me in the Atreyu getup.
Really?
They made a Falcor and
That is awesome.
it was funny.
Was it approached and then you went, yes, obviously I'm going to do that in a
Well,
heartbeat?
they couldn't hire anybody else to do that part.
No.
Legally.
Well, the person that's sitting at your
They
table.
right. They had to get me, so they kind of hit me up, and I was like, yeah, it's, it'd be funny. I thought it was. I don't mind making fun of myself, so
Well,
you know what I mean. So
obviously.
I was cool with that. Yeah, I thought it was kind of actually funny. So
Good.
I don't mind that. There's plenty to make fun of.
What was it like to ride Falcor?
Well, they had two. One was like a 40-foot full tail-to-head animatronic puppet. It took like 30 people under the stage moving parts. And then the flying one was made. It was neck to head, and they had a huge forklift motor attached, so it would look like it was flying. But that thing would overheat, so they had to put a handle on it because I kept getting thrown off like a bucking bronco. That was fun though, Yeah.
12 years old? Yeah, that'd be a
You're
blast.
30 feet up in the air because they have a wide-angle lens on it, so they can't have any boxes 20 feet down because they'll see it in frame. So you're getting tossed off, and you're getting a 2-story drop into some boxes and a pad.
Wow.
So yeah, it's fun, but yeah, it was fun. It's fun.
Okay,
Just a big old puppet.
so something I have to talk to you about is your stint at playing Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's a trip, huh?
For those of you that don't know, because I said this phrase earlier when there was just a few of you in here and I got a lot of blank stares, there's a film called Troll that maybe I would be the only person to bring up and talk to you about. But the movie Troll that has gone down in history in one of the documentaries about it as one of the worst movies ever created. And if you have not done yourself a favor, do yourself a favor and watch this. Troll 2 is the worst. Troll 2 is the worst.
Troll 2,
So-
I haven't seen it, but yeah, I hear it's...
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
So the experience is Harry Potter on Troll. What was the filming of that compared to? If we're doing a comparison
Compared
to
to the
NeverEnding Story,
Oh, wow.
what was Troll like?
Yeah, it was like filming, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or something. Like super cheese ball, they sold it to me. Was, you know, the cast was awesome, and I could go spend 6 months in Italy by the beach, and you know, it was just such funny, cheesy, kind of. It was definitely lighthearted. I wanted to do something not so serious and heavy, you know, from
So
the
it's-
NeverEnding Story.
yeah.
So it was just more of a goof, and to do something lighthearted and just go chill and make a couple bucks. And,
Are
know,
you?
But yeah, the whole Harry Potter thing is a trip. That 10 years before Harry Potter came out, I was Harry Potter.
You were Harry Potter, yeah.
And we were dealing with witches and witchcraft and.
I'm not saying she took anything. I'm saying draw your own
Well, they've been
conclusion.
trying to do a Troll remake for 20 years, and every time they get close, she won't let it happen.
She won't let it happen?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we just had, they went the animated series way, and they got Patricia Arquette signed.
Oh, wonderful. And still couldn't?
Still,
Oh.
Academy Award-winning actress attached to your movie, you should be able to get it done.
At that point, but...
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, what's she worth now?
Are-
$20 billion?
Are you ever surprised when at conventions, not only are you obviously, at least when the people recognize you, obviously when they were, is it surprising whenever somebody comes up to you for something like Troll?
Oh, I always think it's funny, because people come up and go, this is my favorite movie, and I look at them and I go, really?
This one?
Hey, all right, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
It trips me out, because, yeah, it's just a goof to me, that movie. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
How many of you have seen NeverEnding Story? Raise your hand.
I was born the year it came out.
You were born the year it came out? Wonderful. How many of you have ever seen Troll? Wow, more than I thought. Oh, yay!
Sorry, guys!
Thank you for not making me be alone.
I just remember Julie Louise-Dreyfus, and she had the little Ivy get-up, and she was miserable.
Oh.
She did not want to be half naked. She was not happy at all.
I'll throw it out there.
Brad Hall was on the move. Yeah,
Oh,
we just had a great cast. Sonny Bono. And,
It was just a great pile of an odd group of people just having fun. I can see why you would want to say yes to that. I'll throw it out. Does anybody have a question regarding Troll? Oh! Thank you, sir!
he wanted a pro picture that I didn't have. That's
He was
why.
waiting.
Can you talk about the music in Troll, how that came about?
The music in Troll.
Wow.
Were you on part of any of that?
Clue.
Okay.
I thought probably it was Richard or Charlie Band that probably had some influence in the music, but that's over my head.
You would assume the band would have had some type of influence on it, but
Yeah, I have no idea. That's a good question though.
all right.
I have to find out.
You had a steady run throughout the 80s of a lot of TV show credits. So I want to ask you some of your favorite TV show credits, some of your most interesting backstage. What are some of those stories? Because I don't know about the rest of you, but the 80s TV scene was my childhood. And love it or hate it, there was some horrible TV shows, but there are some amazing TV shows. So what were some of your experiences throughout that run of just, I looked down your IMDb and it's just boom, boom. It was steady years of work in the TV. So what was some of those experiences?
I loved working with Robin Williams. Robin was, he gave me his suspenders, he gave me one of his striped shirts I still have somewhere, And when I filmed the NeverEnding Story, he was filming Moscow on the Hudson, and so we would have lunch every week together. And he was just a great dude. He was incredible. Doing work, I never had to, I literally was bleeding because he is so fucking funny. I had to clamp down on the inside of my cheek not to laugh every line he had. And literally, I was bleeding in my mouth.
How long
Biting my cheek.
was the day of work? Because I've heard stories about Mark Amendi.
All night long. He would come and crack out of his mind and be a complete maniac and brilliant and wonderful, and we would go, and then I was young too. I was like 7 or 8. But we stayed in touch for years. That was awesome. Kicking Squiggy was great.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah,
Personally,
and it was
thank
funny,
you so
I had
much.
a T-shirt on of a gremlin giving the bird on national television.
Really?
It was funny. Yeah, I have the picture too. So they let me wear it. They didn't see that the gremlin was giving the bird. Which
I wonder
I don't
now.
know if anybody's ever worn that, worn a T-shirt flipping the bird on TV.
I I wonder if that's like been edited out of future. Really, it's still airing? Right, all right, catch that.
Funny.
Then.
Yeah, I do like everyday on TV shows.
Yeah, I mean, I listed off a couple of them here. Battlestar Galactica.
Well, so I had my like my first day, they gave me a chimpanzee, and they went, "Here's your dog and your Muffet, and go take care of her." And literally, like the trainer was there, but that was like my animal for the year we shot. It was very cool.
Wow.
It was very cool.
Was there any bad experiences with that?
She bit me. Yeah, she bit the shit out of me once. But she was sick and trying to get down, and I kept going like this. And she went, "Ha!" and gave me a little.
Let go bite?
Yeah. But animals do that.
Yeah. Well, at least
I'm an
she didn't
animal.
fall on you.
I'm an animal person, so whatever. I've been, that's all good. I against her. She was more professional than some of the actors on that show.
But as for also with 80s icon, we mentioned Mark and Mendy. 8 is enough.
Yeah.
Chips.
I did a couple chips.
Yeah. Family ties. Oh, I struck a nerve.
Yeah.
Is this something you'd like to share?
That was the only show I ever got fired off of.
Why is that?
Is I came on the last episode before we were going on hiatus, and I was Jen's boyfriend, and I was coming back as a series regular, and Michael J. Fox got me shit-faced drunk. And I ended up hooking up with Mary Baxter, Bernie's daughter, and Mom walked in on us, and I didn't come back for the show the next season. That's my only bad thing I ever did, but that's my,
You now know.
insert foot.
You now know the kind of crowd you're in front of because they're applauding. Oh, you got fired for screwing someone last night.
Only at a horror con would I share that. At a sci-fi con, I just, no.
At the family
I don't
ones
think
where
I've
they're all,
ever
that's
actually- I don't
right.
think I've ever actually told that in public. I just think it's been so long.
I'd love to say I'm sorry for getting that out of you, but
Yeah.
I'm not at all sorry for getting that out of you.
It was pretty funny. I got a letter from her daughter like 3 weeks later. I'm in boarding school back east. They shipped her off.
You got fired, she got shipped off. Well,
What are you gonna do?
I told you he would change
That's
your
the
life.
worst thing I ever did.
That's impressive. I cannot say anywhere in my life that I've ever done anything to that extent so well done. That is you got fired, she got shipped off. Great.
He was lining up shots. I was.
You're gonna take them? Yeah. You have to, right?
Pretty much.
Did-
That
now-
was my thinking.
You said that with Mork and Mindy that you and Robin kept in touch and kept talking for a long time. Are there other directors, co-stars? Are there other people that you've worked with that maybe somebody would be surprised? Oh no, me and Ponch hung out all the time.
Oh, he used to hit on my mom. He hit on everybody.
True.
He was the numbers guy. If you hit on 100 women, 3 will say yes.
That's all you need.
That's what. Tony Todd and I are really good friends.
Really?
I just texted me a couple days ago. Where are you? Shit. I was like, we always go out for drinks and dinner, and we did Sushi Girl together, and like twice a year, Mark Hamill will come and have a barbecue at my place.
Really?
Yeah, we still talk.
I hear some sighs like, oh damn it, I want to be there.
Yeah, he's a trip, man.
I don't think any of you are.
Tony's a handful though. I have to limit my time with Tony.
What? Do you have any stories
Well,
that you want to
we'll go out drinking, and I literally have to halfway through the night, I'll be 1 chair over, then 2, then 3, and and then I'm gone because it'll be till 5 o'clock in the morning, and I need to go to bed.
Wow.
So we all. He's awesome. He's awesome.
So somewhere there's an idea in somebody's head here that there's a barbecue with you, Mark Hamill, and Tony Todd all together drinking.
Right after Sushi Girl, I was living. There's a cool ass trailer park right on the beach in Malibu. So I was living at this trailer park, and it's kind of a nice trailer park.
Well, it's Malibu. There's
Yeah, and
nothing
so
not nice.
every weekend my roommate, her father owns is the premier butcher in Los Angeles. So she'd come home on Fridays with $3,000 worth of meat, full
Sorry,
filet
vegans.
mignon. And so we'd have barbecues every weekend. So every weekend, Michael Bean would be there, and last barbecue we had was Tony. And they all stayed at the house too. Everybody got drunk, and Tony slept over. He was in the couch, and Michael Biehn was over and Patricia Arquette came and hung out.
I hope you're getting
And
the
had,
mental
this
image.
awesome- like even I was at my barbecue going, this is my fucking barbecue. This is awesome. Like I had to pinch myself.
Must have been good.
Harvey Gus meet.
So good that you'll get fired and sent off to boarding school.
Harvey Gus meet in Los Angeles. Like all the cast of Friends. Like during Christmas, they get all their
Everything from...
from Harvey Gus. He's like,
Does anybody...
30-day drive, like just ridiculous.
Does anybody have any other questions? Yeah, here we go.
So, you did bring up getting drunk with Michael J. Fox. Other than that, what was you like on set?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. A force. Just, energy for days and funny and nice and could play the hell out of his guitar. He was a good dude. Still is a good dude.
Have you kept in touch with him at all? Do you still... No, not...
No. I see the...
It might have been
I
a
see
little spoiled.
Justine from time to time because she used to box where I trained for years at Wild Card Boxing Gym. So she had gone in and started boxing there. So like, like one of those things. Other funny story though. I used to be friends with, I don't know, I thought of this yesterday, it came up. I used to be friends with Ricky Schroeder. Ricky Schroeder took me
There's at least a couple young people
to a
going, I don't
Menudo
know.
concert.
What?
Oh my.
Right, we were talking about this yesterday. He picked me up in a limo and he was like, I'm taking you to a show. And he loved Menudo. And so here I am sitting front row in a Menudo concert, like completely perplexed. Because I'm like Ozzy, Sabbath.
Yeah. I just assumed
It was the
that.
strangest thing I think I've still to this day, was looking at Rick and it came up yesterday. It was just really weird. That was another.
You say you have to pinch yourself at your barbecue, but oh yeah, no, I was drinking with Michael J. Fox. I have to slip out on Tony Todd because he makes me drink until 5 in the morning.
I
And
get him on the phone right now.
believe me, I believe this is all 100% true.
Do these things. I know that.
Just a few.
Like,
Do we?
I went to school with Tommy Chong's kids, Paris, and so.
That might be another conversation.
I smoked some hash in Paris with Tommy Chong when I was a teenager. Like stuff like that. That's awesome.
So not a bad life. So
I remember stuff like that.
Do we have?
So you hung out with Chong, and you worked with Cheech.
No, I haven't worked with Cheech.
Wasn't he on Chips or?
No.
That was Eric Estrada. It
Yeah.
could have been Cheech though.
You might have also
Eric
because
had a lot more hair.
yeah. And then Cheech was Nash Bridges where they did crossover with some Cheech and Chong stuff with that. So that might have been that flip because all those cop shows that are so fun. Wait.
That was pretty remarkable. Yeah. A girlfriend of mine worked on A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and I just showed up to say hi that day. And they knew me from the NeverEnding Story, which was interesting to have Snoop and his crew like, NeverEnding Story, dude! So I went I don't know if y'all been to LA, they have a place called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah, Roscoe's.
So I got like 20 people, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and we sat in his trailer, and about 15 blunts got rolled and passed around. And I don't remember, about 2 days after that. I just read an article, and he said he smokes like 80 blunts a day.
Yeah, we figured. My friends and I.
How did he survive?
We weighed it out and we were like, that's about 16 ounces
A day.
A day.
So, yeah, I guess that's the fun thing about having a little celebrity is you get a little fun.
I wouldn't say a little celebrity.
But I'm not Snoop. But
No,
to
but-
go and be,
But it's different because whereas some people get famous or get stardom from multiple appearances and multiple things, and they get known for being them.
Right.
You are one of these people that got this iconic role, and from here on out, I know I shared with you a story around my house. Anytime something happens, anything, it doesn't matter. It has to be something small though. So if these were on a counter and they fell, my wife and I will lock eyes and scream as loud as possible, Atreyu! That's our sad scream. For every spill milk, that's what we do. So I wasn't going to do that to you. I was going to make them do that to you, though.
I get it all the time, man. I hear it. I got at the airport yesterday. I walk into the fucking plane and I hear, Artex! Oh my God! I start laughing because I that shit makes me laugh. I think it's funny. So. I just, if you can't have fun and laugh at all this crazy shit we do, then you're missing out on a lot, like.
I thought I said, yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually met the band trade?
I talked to them through Facebook a bunch of years back because they tried to front and say that they had nothing to do with the NeverEnding story.
What?
So I hit them up and I go, you're full of shit, right? So we bantered back and we're all laughing about it. So we talk every now and then, but they were like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it wasn't cool.
Now.
As a kid, reading all the cute little teenage magazines with your little poses with the short. How do you feel? I mean, like, is that
There's a really creepo story behind that if you want to hear it.
Okay, let's go.
Like super creepy balls.
I saw a hand back there, I'm going to get to you in a
And it
second.
has to do with Hollywood today. There's a really horrible pederast fucking. It's disgusting. And what had happened was they had like a freelance photographer who did all the teen beats, tiger beats. He had been arrested for molesting kids. And he was managing some kids, and he was this photographer. So we were like noticing all these like little shorts I had, but they were like not appropriate pictures. And so we went. My friend was a West Hollywood sheriff, and we went and they ran a thing, and they arrested him again. Wow. And he was arrested. Said he's still. It's a big Hollywood thing. This dude. And so we were part of why he got busted and shut down. But it happens. I mean, it's like one of those untold, horrible secrets that it goes on, and it's, I mean, not to, but like Bryan Singer just had to come out $20 million because he was fucking with some 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting it. It's in the press. I'm
Yeah,
not putting anybody on
it's
blast,
not
but
rumors. These are things that you can go
it's not,
factually
and
check.
talk about it, and it's just, it's a really disgusting part of that.
boys being, very stance and fun.
Yeah.
Girls back then.
They didn't do it.
It was,
No, it was all the little boys because you had all these little pervert. It was really weird. It was really weird. So the guy's, I think he's still in jail.
Well, that's a good thing.
I think the dude's still in jail. Yeah, but especially with the Corey Feldman shit that's been going on.
Yeah.
And him kind of dropping the thing and.
Yeah.
Like, I wish him and Toby and all these people would just come out and put people on blast so that maybe put a stop to some of it.
Just
because,
end it.
kids are fucking so innocent.
Yeah.
It's,
Jeez.
that's a crazy part of Hollywood that people don't talk about. That it's just a really rampant issue and problem.
To try and lighten the mood a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hold on. Did you get to keep the shorts?
That's hilarious. They were my shorts, damn it.
Good.
Board shorts were tight back
There you
there.
go. It's not our fault. It was the 80s. I saw a hand back there. There we go.
I just want to know about back to Trolls. Did you enjoy being a part of the movie, or did you even enjoy the movie at all?
It was fun making it. The movie being made was fun.
It's not when you watch over
I'm
and
not, I don't like my horror movies cheesy. Like, I like my horror movies scary, gory, bloody, violent. So I don't do much of the cheese, but it was fun doing it. It was a good time.
How much spray tan did they use on the NeverEnding?
No, that was
that
all me, baby. they fried me one.
Quite a difference.
Yeah, they fried me. Well, I'm quarter Mohican Indian, so
Oh, wow.
I get super dark. They bake me once a week in a tanning bed for like an hour. So, but it was better than being green because in the book Atreyu is
Yes.
green.
Oh, yeah.
So they did a test shoot at green.
They tried you green?
From head to toe.
Are there photos of you
No,
green?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I think that would be
I bet
interesting.
you there is, but I don't think it looked like it didn't read right. I don't think it was as engaging to people.
Yeah.
Well, you look more exotic with the dark tans.
Yeah, I was just. People thought I was a little girl. I'd be eating at a restaurant. Can I get the little girl a drink? I'd be like, "Aw." Yeah, as soon as in every story, I chop my hair.
Right away.
Which I kill myself for. Yeah, I kill real long hair like that. But yeah, I chop my hair because I get called
You
pretty
need
little
to-
girl all the time. And I was like, I had it. I buzzed my head off.
I saw a hand. Nope, it might have been a stretch. Sorry about that. Thank you for sharing a lot of these stories that you were like, oh, I'm not sure if I've ever heard this before.
Oh,
You get an exclusive here, right here at Sinister Creature Con. Tell us you were saying that you were writing because of the recovery time and things like that.
I
What are some of your acting projects that you have been looking towards in this?
I don't have any right now.
What was the last thing you worked on? Oh.
I did Jimmy Duvall was co-producing a movie called Blue Dream. I did a week on. That was a year and a half ago.
Okay.
That was the last film.
Before the
Maybe
surgery,
2
then.
years. Yeah, the last couple of years with the back has just been a bitch. So I'm just getting ready to be a dad. So I'm like, I'm having my first. My girl's 4 months pregnant. So
Really?
I'm trying to get my ass in dad mode.
So dad
that's
to
where
be.
I'm at. Yeah.
When are you going to introduce to NeverEnding Story in the age?
Well,
Where at what point are you going to go, I need you to see what Daddy did?
I'm sure Mom will do that. I don't think I'm going to do it, but Mom sure will.
You're going to wait until you can show her Troll.
No. Actually, we're having a little boy. So,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, we're having a little boy. We're just trying to figure out some boys' names, which is... All of this is a trip. I'm 45, and I figured by
You
now
all want to say it,
wasn't
go
gonna
ahead and
happen.
say it. I'm very sorry. That was a photo of it. Who had it quick enough?
That's hilarious. How fucking sad would that be if I did that? How narcissistic, dude. Holy crap. Yeah. My kid would never forgive me.
No, the rest of your life you'd
They
be.
already.
What?
No, it's amazing. Every con I go to, I have somebody go, oh, my son's named Bastion or Atreyu.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's more than I would have ever thought. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a trip.
Wonderful. I had a cat named Atreyu, but I would never name a child that. Just me personally, not saying anybody else. You are not in the wrong if you choose to do that. Go for
I
it.
like Gage from Pet Sematary. I keep talking about it anyway.
Gage, yeah.
It's a good dude's name, Gage.
Gage.
I don't know if I like that. Well, I don't care.
Let's write it down and see what it looks like a few times. Maybe let's write it down, see what it looks like.
I like it. Gage Hathaway. Sounds like an action name.
That does. See, there you go.
He will not be an actor.
I was going to ask you. We're running out of time here, but I did want to ask you at least one more question. So, with a child on the way and somebody who was a child star,
When you're 18 and you live on your own and you pay your bills, you can do whatever you want.
but until then,
You will go to school and get good grades and go to martial arts and be a productive, good human being. And if you want to go do that at 18,
go right
God
ahead.
bless you. Yeah, but I just from what I've been through, it's just not a conducive business to a healthy growing up as a kid. For most people, that's why you see most child stars are train wrecks.
And I was
99.9% of us.
I was going
have
to
been
say,
complete train wrecks.
you are somebody that shows their life going, I am not.
Very hard not to be a piece of shit.
What is something for you?
Because it's very easy when you're in Hollywood and people give you drugs and they enable you to be a piece of shit to become a piece of shit. You have to work very hard not to.
So, for those people who deal with just regular struggles in regular life, how did you find your grounding as far as this is how I'm going to stop? Was it martial arts like you mentioned?
Yeah,
Was
it was staying busy and nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? I got into trouble here and there.
You're going to get fired occasionally.
Nothing like, you know what I mean? I was able to really stay my nose clean.
Never read about you breaking into a store and stealing a bunch of stuff on coke, so that's good.
Not pooping the back of police cars or, you know what I mean?
Breaking into a farmhouse, nothing like that.
Yeah, but when you're, it's a trip because people want to enable you to literally become this.
Do you think
to
it's
your own demise?
Do you think it's a perpetuation that it's one of those? Well, I'm a piece of shit in Hollywood, and I don't want anybody good here, so I got to make sure everyone around me is.
I don't. You get people that.
Or is it just a coping mechanism?
Be around the celebrity and they
the leeches.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
All that money without the maturity.
Absolutely too.
I want to draw this to a close. If there's no other questions, so I have time for at least one more. Anybody? No, yay. I want to thank you so much for dealing with your recovery time to get here and be a part of this with us. I want to make sure that all of you know he has a table. If you have not already gone there and spoken to him one-on-one and purchased some merch from his table,
Come give me a hug.
do so, okay? Because your support, go right ahead, your support of these amazing artists is what gets them to continue to come to places like Sinister Creature Con and let you sit here at a panel and get to hear stories like fucking Meredith Baxter Burney's daughter. So, you can't. Please go by the table.